Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ and in this video we are going to be discussing the kickoff of the spooky movie season. 2023 has quite a few horror films coming up this fall and we are kicking things off with Kenneth Branagh's Haunting in Venice. We are now on our third adventure with Kenneth Branagh diving into the Hercule Poirot universe. These are based on the Agatha Christie novels, some of our best literature work. The movie adaptations, at least these modern ones, haven't always been great. I kind of look at them as like my delicious trash each time. I'm like, oh good, they're not going to be great, but let's have fun on our Murder on the Orient Express. Let's now go on Death on the Nile. Both of those have their flaws and some good spots. This one, I don't really have a lot of flaws for Haunting in Venice. This is to me the first time that Branagh really, he nailed it. And I like this filmmaker. This is not me trying to shade him. I loved Belfast. I've seen his 5-hour Hamlet, Love's Labor Lost. I've been here for Mr. Kenneth Branagh. So now to see my enjoyment of this filmmaker actually tie into his Poirot films, he made a damn good film here. The mystery is there, but to me, I like the Hercule stuff. I really like Poirot in this film more than I liked him in the last couple ones. I thought, yeah, he's fun and quirky in Murder on the Orient Express. He's dealing with some stuff on Death on the Nile, but this one, he's a layered, almost tragic character, and I love that quality. I mean, Branagh, he's great, but I think the supporting cast may not have as biggest names. He was stunt casting for a while, but getting Gal Gadot, getting Letitia Wright, Armie Hammer, Johnny Depp, he was getting some very, very big names that kind of draw in controversy, but also draw in attention when he casted most of them. They mostly did not have controversies, but now he has a cast that's pretty tame, but so damn good. They all work together, I think, the best. This one feels the most cohesive, the most I'm in this house, I'm in this group, I feel it, and I really, really like that. I thought this was way more engaging than any of the other offerings. It was scarier. We'll talk about the horror vibes in a minute, but again, I really enjoyed what was offered here, and I'm quite surprised by that. When we begin Haunting in Venice, Hercule Poirot is retired. He is done. I feel him though. Being around this much death could be a very draining experience. So he's just like, I'm done with the murder mystery business. Though he's invited by a friend played by Tina Fey to attend a séance. She says, hey, I need you kind of just check out the vibes. How are you feeling about this? He gets there, and then it's more than that. There is a murder that they're doing the séance for, but then there's 2 more murders while they're in the house. This is a lot. He's just like, bro, I was not ready for this, but he is ready for this. He's Hercule Poirot. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and he does it. And that's what I really like. I really like Poirot just figuring out the haunts of this. There's this battle between what's supernatural and what's real, and he's trying to always counteract it can't be supernatural, there has to be something based in reality. And I love sometimes, what do we feel? And, we explain everything very well by the end of this, but I like the mystery of this. I was very intrigued. I'm like, I don't know who is who. And then by the end, I was like, oh my god, they've been screaming the killer at us the whole time. I thought that was intriguing. And again, murder mysteries are hard. You usually figure them out, or the clues are left for the audience, not for the person solving the mystery. I think the Knives Out movies do the best at solving the mystery for us, the viewers, and for the lead characters. But overall, I like the experience. I like the haunted house vibe of this. We'll talk about in the next section the horror quality and why this makes it so interesting. But I like the séance. I like the group. Michelle Yeoh comes up in this. Whoa. There's not enough Michelle Yeoh. I mean, she could have been in this movie every single frame, and that's still not enough for me. Oscar winner, so great. She's amazing in this. Tina Fey steals the damn show. She fits so well in the 40s. Tina Fey is someone who I feel like her face has seen a computer. This is a woman I didn't think could travel through time as she has, and oh my goodness, Tina Fey really throws herself into the 40s environment. I really like Jamie Dornan's character in here. He's an actor I've loved since my trashy 50 Shades movies, the other yearly oh, where are we gonna get another one? I mean, he's great in Barb and Star. Jamie Dornan is an actor I love, and he was very strong here. He plays a PTSD kind of doctor who he has PTSD and he's a doctor, and he's dealing with that, and Hercule very much sympathizes with him. The real scene stealer, though, is the son of Jamie Dornan in this film, played by Jude Hill, that played his son in Belfast. What a great reunion. And the whole time I'm like, damn, this kid actor is good. Kid actors and horror mysteries go instantly for precocious, like, oh, we're gonna do spunky kid stuff. Not spunky, smart, intelligent. Jude Hill is going to be one of the best actors we have once he just continues to grow and finds what he wants to do. My goodness, what a talent he was, and what a talent, again, the whole cast though, like Michelle Yeoh, like I said, Tina Fey, Jamie Dornan, Jude Hill. We also have the actress, she plays the main kind of character, the woman who's holding the séance. She's very good. She has a lot to deal with, so it's hard. There's also these two half-siblings. Love them as well. Again, every single cast member, even if they weren't the most, like, out there, the most important person to the story, they still had me going. And by the end, I was just like, oh, like, everyone kind of resolves their insanity with very good ways. This movie, like, as spooky as it was in the second and, first act, by the third act, by the very end of the movie, I'm like, I'm leaving happy and, like, almost healthy. Like, oh my goodness, I'm glad where we are. Like, I was happy with the movie. I was happy where all the characters went. I was happy how the story unfolded. This was quite a good, strong story with strong actors carrying us through what could have just been a fun, little fall movie. This is one of the strongest ones I've seen, honestly, this year. One reason I really like this movie, and one reason why I think it's so strong out of, like, a lot of the horror films this year, and more of the mainstream offerings, especially from 20th century / Disney, goodness, they've been struggling for some good movies, but wow, this one is good because it's a horror film. It truly lives in the world of horror. It's the way Kenneth Branagh uses the camera. So many fun Dutch angles where they tilt the camera and make you feel uncomfortable. Goodness, the jump scares, there's plenty of them. Sometimes a little too jump scary. I mean, not as bad as like something like The Nun 2, where I'm like, ew, what are we doing? There's no plot, there's no soul, it's just jump scares. This one had plot, soul, but the scares were there. It just felt dreadful. Like, there was a scary kind of sad quality to a lot of this film, and it made it really intriguing, and it made me invested more. It wasn't just some, like, let's go through a murder mystery, quirky characters being quirky, much like Murder on the Orient Express. There was no thrills, there was no chills, it was just like, here's like a nicely lit boat with Gal Gadot saying, I have enough to fill the Nile. One of the greatest campy lines I've heard in a while. This movie does not have a signature campy line, but there's really good moments here. There's moments where we talked about wanting to watch or view horror films because it makes the real-life horrors less scary. A good, powerful line there. This movie really was in love with the ghost qualities, and Kenneth Branagh, please do not leave horror again. Stay here. You were good. You understood the assignment as a horror filmmaker. A lot of times, people like Kenneth Branagh, who's been in this industry forever, jump into horror and it feels so stale, so generic. This was far from stale and generic. It felt like it felt very much like a classic horror film. The way it was constructed, the scares, the atmosphere, the dialogue, the costumes, it was so classic. It was very 40s in the way it handled its horror and its filmmaking, and that's why I liked it as much as I did. Alright everyone, that is it for my review. What did you guys think of this movie? What did you think of this review? Are you going to be checking it out? Do you like the Hercule Poirot films from Branagh? What other Agatha Christie novels would you like to see him tackle next? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth and make sure you guys give us a thumbs up, and let's talk about Haunting in Venice down below.